spring in a cool cave. Not far up off the ground. But we're all sitting in and we're all comfy.
Running out of beer.
You'll see the difference now. If we change it, you'll know how. Nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree.
Go, get across before the water. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. We've got to get to the other side of the river to get to the car park. This is unreal.
Bring the funk back.
Well, it's a big old day yesterday with our gorge walk that turned into a chase the river. And then when we got back to camp after that river crossing, we tried, well, this Fink River where we are staying has come up pretty much to where these bushes are here. And if you look, that's where our van is. So it's only, I don't know, maybe 15-20 meters from where the water was to where our van was. And we were thinking, okay, our van's gonna get taken away. So we pretty much got to this Fink River and the flood level, or the flood water, was up around the 1 meter mark. And we were at two minds. What do? Do you just wait and hope that your caravan doesn't get flooded away with all your stuff in it? And you know, we had no real food or clothes or anything like that. The kids were pretty much nude in the back because they were wet, so we got them all, you know, dried in anticipation of coming home to the van. So when we got to that point, that was the decision making time. So pretty much, I don't know if you can see in the background, but we did it. So we went through the river crossing, or the floodway, at just under 1 meter. So about here. And got a bit wet inside. You can see Kate's cleaning up the important things, the lollies.
The lollies got wet.
But yeah, she got a little bit wet inside. Water was up over the bonnet. Ideally, you know, it's pretty stupid to do it, but we weighed up the options. I mean, the car's more than capable of doing it. It was on a bitumen road, so we knew the road was good. But yeah, it's just one of those things. So
Just the clean up afterwards.
just
really.
the cleanup, yeah. So we're pretty much having to dry everything out. The inside's drying out. I mean, the car's fine. It still runs well and all that sort of stuff, so that's all good. Then we come back to the caravan and notice the awning's not there. Pretty much, she folded up on top, was sitting up on the roof. When we left in the morning, it was beautiful sunshine like it is now. Still day, not that much breeze. I thought, perfect day. Had a few things on the clothesline, on the awning, drying out. Didn't expect such a torrential downpour and gale force winds. We've come home and the awning's flipped itself up over onto the roof, so that's wiped out. So pretty much last night we didn't get back here until about 7:30. Once we got all the kids sorted and showered and everything like that, so they were all, you know, not shivering anymore, we managed to get the awning off the roof of the caravan. We had to cut it up because it was just bent and buckled, and it's a right off the awning, so that's gone. So we pretty much just had to cut it up now, put it into the tunnel boot, and when we get to, we're going to go to Alice Springs now and see if we can't try and recoup some of the damage. But yeah, so it's a bit of a lesson in prep, I suppose. It's just always either peg your awning down or put it away. You just never know what the wind's going to do. And that was a freak storm. We had a ranger come past here this morning, and he was like, wow, no one even thought that was coming.
Well, said that doesn't happen this time of the year.
Yeah, they're not meant to be getting it wet until next year, start of next year. So It's just one of those things. But no, it's one of the lessons learned. It's not all sunshine and rainbows on these sort of trips, so we do get a bit of carnage every now and then. But yeah, moral of the story is just pack up as if you were going to be leaving every day, I suppose. Just
or when you're out
in the middle of nowhere, and or really secure your stuff. Really put a few guy ropes on, tie some things down. I know we never really do it because we usually either where we're staying is not this bad, or we fold it up if it's already bad weather.
Or you don't think you're going to be...
We didn't think we were going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere for, the whole day.
You think you're going to get stuck behind a river in 1 day's worth of rain, but it happens.
It happens.
And lots of people watching this are probably saying, yeah.
Yeah, we know, but a bit blasé about some of these things, like, it should be right, and then, no, it's not right. So anyway, that's our little sob story for this lesson. So we did get a really awesome experience yesterday at the gorge, seeing that water coming in and hiding out in the cave and doing all that sort of stuff. That was really awesome, but then obviously that's the payback for it, I think.
Yeah, and so we're going to go check out the road today and see how far we can get back towards Alice Springs. So the ranger said that he came from Ormiston, and the water broke through there early this morning. But the road from here to Ormiston you can get across, but after Ormiston it sounds like it might be blocked again, heading down towards Ellery Creek, and there's even a bit of bitumen that's been washed away, so we might just go for a drive and check that out. But he said he'll pop back this RV and let us know what's going on out there and where you can cross and where we can get to. So we need to head back to Alice Springs at some stage, but it might not be today.
No. Anyway.
So we'll see how that goes. We're in a good spot though.
Yeah, still really good views of a river that's rising up without warning. But anyway, he reckons that we should be right where we are. He's never seen the water come this high before, but it's not meant to be wet either. So it's one of these things, do you pack up and try and find higher ground? Do you just stay where you are? You can't really go much further anyway. So anyway, these are the things that you got to deal with. And we've got no reception, we've got no way of communicating with them. We have no idea what the weather's doing because we can't get any sort of weather apps or anything like that. All we can do is look at the sky and say, oh, it looks pretty good right now, which it does. Not a cloud in the sky. Oh, there's one. But yeah, anyway, these are the things. We'll keep going. Just going on a little bit of a walk down to the floodway where we went through last night.
Fink River crossing.
Yeah, the Fink River crossing, and it's just turned to rock, so I think I might have to put the old Chinese work boots back on. We're going to just check it out, see how bad it's flowing. Get out and actually do something, and then we're going to go for a bit of a drive later on, check out some of the other gorges that were dry yesterday, and they should be nice and full today, and check them out. There's lots of nice camping spots down by the front here if it wasn't flood.
That'd be Fink 2 Mile, I think, that part was there.
Yeah, Fink 2 Mile. So I think we're at Big Gum, because obviously we've got a massive gum next to us. Yeah, so there's two camps, there's Fink 2 Mile and then there's Big Gum, so but they're right on the same riverbank pretty much, just further up. Anyway, nice little walk along an old riverbed. Alright, so here's the Fink River that we went through last night under protest. But as you can see, she's still flowing. It's up to the 0.6 metre mark on the sign. So when we went through, it was a lot higher. It was just on the metre mark, just a little bit over the metre mark. But you can see it flowing pretty steadily. Lapping up on the shore here on the road. Absolutely incredible how quick this has come up. So yeah, when we were talking to the ranger this morning, he was saying that we only got 23 mil of rain last night, but up north near, where was it, Davenport or something like that? Davenport copped an absolute downpouring, and then it's all obviously just flooding down because we're in the ranges. So you don't have to get lots of rain where you are, it's just where all these rivers start from. So they're all further up north and then it just come down. So yeah, pretty full on. we're back down at Ormiston Gorge. We were here 2 days ago.
Yep.
And it was dry as a bone. So now, after that big wet, we thought we'll come down and check it out again.
Yeah, why
Seeing
not?
it's 10 k's up the road from where we're staying, and we don't know how far we can go back to Alice anyway. So we thought we'd just check it out. And we've already driven over a floodway that was bone dry, and it was up about, what, 300 mil or something
Yeah.
of water over it. So
Like the whole river was bone dry.
Yeah,
It wasn't
there
even
was
that
nothing
there was
in
no water
there,
over the
and now
road. There
it's
was
a-
absolutely nothing in there 2 days ago.
So now it's just a bit of a floodway, and then I can hear the water now where we were a couple of days ago. You could walk all the way across this place.
Well, you'll see
There's
the footage
sand,
of where
yeah.
we were just then, just a couple of days ago, and I can see the water.
Like from here. So
Wow, it's full.
there's a bit of a snippet between the two being completely bone dry and being raging. So
It's actually really cool to be able to be here at this time and actually see it.
yeah,
Mark might have mentioned before that a ranger came through this morning and he said that this is just so unusual for this time of the year, but they're welcoming the water,
yeah,
and we're welcoming the fact that we get to see it the way we never would have seen it before. So that's
right.
cool.
Very
Now,
cool.
I've never seen that before.
No, because we actually came down here and looked at the stairs to get in and thought, why are there stairs in the middle of nowhere that go onto nothing? And it's because that's for when it's flowing like this.
Yeah.
You can go and have a swim. I wouldn't swim in it though. It's pretty raging at the moment. You might
Maybe
get
it's
swept
current.
away. But very cool nonetheless. So yeah, those are the steps that were going to nowhere. Look at it now. Incredible. So I think if the river's actually flowing, you can go down that way. There's some stairs leading down into it. But because it's not really that wet, just a little swimming hole up the end there. I don't know if you can see that from here, but pretty easy walk in. Have a look at the difference. There we go, have a look at that. How's the serenity?
I can quiet.
road into Ormiston Gorge. Down here is the river crossing that you had to come through to get into the gorge day use area and campground area. And it was like fully dry. There wasn't even like water on either sides of the road, let alone across the crossing part of it all. So as we come down through it now, you just see what a huge difference it's made just getting that water come through from up north. Anymore. So here it is, and this has come down a lot, the ranger told us before. So he said it was up much higher and it's kind of shooting over and the level's sort of going down. I think the level was about to here.
Yeah, and he said it was up around the 600.
Yeah.
So it's down about 200. It's bugger all, but it just shows the amount that's over it. All the debris as well.
Yeah. And that's the river that's coming down there. It's full now. It was dry as the other day. Shooting over, you can see all the debris and everything that's collected there, so obviously it was at least at that height. Mike's trying to drive off the road.
Driving around.
Alright, so that's pretty cool. We've been pretty lucky in the fact that we've been able to see this with and without water.
Yeah.
Quite impressive.
Well, we've talked about the half the time up in Northern Territory about it's the dry season, it's the dry season.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, wish it was a dry season because this water's killing us. No, it's really interesting and yeah, very cool.
Very cool. The ranger, we just saw him again then and he's very excited, I think, because they're supposed to get more rain on the weekend and they really want to try and keep the water in the rivers here. So they're pretty impressed and they're pretty happy and looking forward to trying to get another, I think he said 80 mils or something on the weekend. So hopefully for them, fingers crossed, they get some more water. So we're coming back in here to Ellery Creek, Big Hole, which is where we were camped a couple of nights ago. And we've just crossed over the Ellery Creek floodway and it looks like a fair bit of water running down through there. It's funny because when we were here camping, I said to Mark it would be really cool to see the river running beside the campsite. We wandered down into the dry riverbed to have a look at one stage and we just thought, oh, this would be so cool when it's running through here. So we're going to come back through and it looks like it will be running through there. There seems to be a fair bit of water in the, just in the crossing there. Bit of debris here on our way in. It's a nice big tree that's come down.
Shows how much power that water, flood water's got.
So coming through here, a bit of woomfa. This is just a dirt road in here, so some of the road may have washed out a little bit. We'll go in and check and see whether this river that was completely dry has got water in it as well. That through there, that water was all just, that was completely dry a few days ago. Now it's all full. It's amazing.
What is this?
So this is the Ellery River, Ellery Creek crossing rather. Here. Again, like all the rest, was completely dry a couple of days ago. Now she's flowing. Level's gone down quite a lot again, as the ranger has been telling us. That's pretty cool. Alright, so heading down now to Ellery Creek, Big Hole. See what that's like. You can see all the water sort of running off down from the swimming hole, and that's obviously what's making the creek down by the campsite. So already you can sort of see the water level's much higher than what it was the other day. Alright, so there it is, full of water. right through the middle there. Much thicker than it was the other day. You can see rocks jagging out from there. And there it is, just flowing back down there, down the creek. So another full waterhole. It's very cool. Very different to what it was. Very impressive. All right, so that was a cool little snippet of a few of the places that we went to a few days ago and have changed a lot since. Hey?
Yeah, it's like a before and after sort of episode.
Yeah, pretty cool. So the plan now is that we'll just hang out where we are on the Fink River tonight, and then we'll head back towards Ellery Springs, where we can see if we can organise a new awning.
Yeah, and obviously just work out what's going on. They reckon that you know, that track going down to Kings Canyon, the what's it called, the something loop or whatever, Marini loop, is probably absolutely shocking. There's no point really trying it.
Nah.
And half of that Fink River, we have to cross it a few times anyway, so we're not going to do that with the caravan attached. So we're just going to cut our losses of West MacDonnell Ranges. I think we're only going to miss out on Palm Valley or something like that we were going to see.
Yeah, that's the other place we're going, yeah.
It's not a biggie. We'd rather just not break anything else. So
Yep.
we'll head back to Alice and recoup and go from there.
And then go down straight down the Stewart Highway, I think, and across the Lassiter Highway, and in that way stick to bitumen.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
So that's West MacDonnell Ranges done and dusted. Interesting trip, that one.
Yeah, it's lots of pros, lots of cons.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's good fun either way, but yeah, lessons learned.
Definitely.
Ta-da! Crying out loud, that's the start to the walk. It's just vertical. And there's the people that we go camping next to a couple of days ago as well.
Is it?
Nope. They all those little pop top things look alike.